What if I told you that the best sight on the market for 2025 has hit our shop in Edna? Well, I'm Donnie, STX Archery and Outdoors, and I want to talk to you guys today about the Hha Nytrx Pro. We got them in the shop yesterday, something I've been looking forward to. I'm so passionate about. I love these sights, and it just might be what I personally think is the best sight of 2025, and I would love to tell you about it. What's going on, guys? This is Donnie, STX Archery. I am here to talk to you guys today about the new 2025 Hha Nytrx Pro bow sight. Personally, what I think is going to be one of the best bow sights on our market to hit our market this year. If you shot Hha in the past, you know they had the Tetra and the Tetra Max. Well, they have updated some things, made some changes that some people have wanted and asked for, and have personally put out probably the best sight on the market. So what I have sitting here in front of you is the Hha Nytrx Pro and the pick mount. That's what I have open. And on this side, we have the Hha Nytrx Pro and the dovetail. They also make a hard side mount. I don't have that here. Not a common request, so we didn't get that one in just yet. Anyway, wanted to tell you about this sight and personally why I think that it's going to be so good. So one of the main complaints that Hha received and has had over the years is the first axis adjustments. It is very important to be able to have access to that and being able to level that to your bow. And Hha has now added that in. So in previous years, I'll get the other sight so you see it. In previous years, Hha did not have first axis adjustment. So looking in to the original Tetra Max that I have here, there's no first axis adjustment on this rail. It is just fixed. So this year, our new Hha has done first axis adjustment. That's these two screws right here. So this is extremely important. This is really going to make sure that your rail is moving in a straight line up and down relevant to your bow. Something I think that all the great sites have, and I'm really happy that Hha finally came out with that and has fixed that issue. What they also have added is the ability to swap your pointer here. So what this means, and this is kind of big too, this means that as you decide what game animal that you're going to hunt, and so what arrow setup you're going to shoot, you can now also change the scope and the pointer to match that. So what do I mean by that? Well, if you're gonna hunt turkey in Texas, you probably only want to shoot about 50, 60 pounds. Really, that's all you need to do. And so the Nytrx Pro allows you to run multiple different arrow setups and configurations on one sight. So you can have, with obviously the option, the removable wheel, right? We talked about that before with the Tetra Max, but they kept that running. So in the updated wheel here, you can take this wheel off and change it. And so you can, like I said, run multiple different arrow setups and tapes on different wheels for what you're doing. So back to what I'm saying, if you're hunting turkey in Texas, you want to go to 60 pounds, you can have a wheel that's designated for a turkey, and you can have that arrow. So that what that might look like for somebody, just for an example, you might have a Victory V-Force 6.5 millimeter arrow that weighs 405 grains. And so therefore you got your bow set up at 60 pounds. If you're a Matthews shooter, you have switch weight mods, makes it really easy. If you shoot other bows, you kind of get a little finicky in there. We just got to change with the limb bolts. But say, for example, you are a Matthews shooter, you're shooting Lift X. You could change the switch weight mods, put 60 pounds on it, okay, and you can change your wheel to match. You have your, you could call it a turkey wheel, and this would match your turkey arrow that you're going to shoot, okay? And so all you have to do is put this, and okay, so back up. Let's say you know, in turkeys, you're going to set up decoys at, say, 10 yards. So your max shot might be 20. You're probably not taking much more than that. So you might choose to run just a 1-pin turkey housing here and a 1-pin pointer. Just like you see right here in this video, you can see just 1 pin. You see it right here in the video, right? So you might have that going on, and then therefore, you have 1 pointer, you have 1 pin, you have a turkey wheel, you're set up at 60 yards, and you have your turkey arrow. You put all this together, and all you have to do is slide this up and down this rail to achieve your 20, and zero that in, and then go turkey hunting. Makes it really, really, really easy to be able to do that. Okay, and then let's say, for example, you decide we're going to go hog hunting now. So then you can have an arrow specific to hogs, and here in Texas, that's going to be a heavier type arrow. So again, you have another wheel. You have a hog wheel that matches your hog arrow, which might look something like a Victory Rip SS arrow that weighs 525 grains for your bow. Then you could turn around and you can change your switch weight mods from 60 pounds into 80 pounds or whatever draw weight it is that you want to shoot, so you can get a lot more power going after them big boars later at night. And with that being said, also you might decide that, hey, I might need more than 1 pin. And so you might decide to swap this out with a double pin vertical, 2-pin, which is probably the most common setup here. But now, new for this year, is the ability to swap the pointer. So we can take this red pointer out and we can add a double pointer in that will match your scope housing here. And so now you have taken, effectively on your Matthews lift X, you have taken your draw weight up to 80 pounds. You have your Victory Rip SS arrow of 520 grains. You have changed your scope into a double pin, changed your pointer to a double pointer, and now you turn around and you take your hog wheel, which is sighted in for those arrows and that draw weight, slap it on there, line everything up, and then again go dial in your 20 real quick, get this perfect on this rail. Okay, now let's say we're gonna hunt whitetail in Texas. Well, that might be a shot you'd take further than 32 yards. So now you can, HHA offers the X3 scope, which is going to be a triple stack type scope, or you can even get the X4, which is a 4-pin horizontal scope. Same thing. You can take 80-pound mods off on the lift X or drop your bow weight down, put it at 70 or 75, whatever, and that arrow might look like something like a Rip TKO, a Victory Rip TKO, which weighs 440 grains. Then you take your pointer off, and we go ahead and put your X3 or your X4 pointer, whichever scope you might run. Make sure we do the same with the scope. Take it off, put the new scope on. So you might, let's just say, for example, we're going to go with a triple stack here. So you take your double pointer off from your hog setup. You put your triple stack on for your whitetail setup. You make the pointers match. Put the triple stack pointer on, the X3 pointers. Now take this wheel off. Let's put my whitetail wheel on. Make sure it lines up. Lock it all down. We change switch weight mods from 80 pounds to 70. We change our arrows from the Rip SS to the Rip TKO, and then we dial in at 20 with the rail up and down. We just make sure everything's perfect, and then we get to go whitetail hunting. And so this site right here just offers a lot of versatility that a lot of people need and want. So that is another thing that I will say with HHA that is absolutely amazing that they do, and then they allow you to move this scope up and down this rail without messing up a second axis or first axis. A lot of sites on the market, when you go to move a gang adjustment, a bigger adjustment on your scope on the elevation, it requires to re-level your first or your second axis, and HHA makes it to where you don't have to do that. We have an independent set of screws right here that allow you to play with your second axis. That's going to be these guys right here. Okay, an independent set of screws. These here are going to be your actual elevation adjustment on this rail. Okay, you can slide this thing up and down all you need to without ever messing up your second axis. And that's big. That's huge for a lot of people, especially people who are going to sit there and stack 1 scope, 2 scope, 3 scopes or whatnot, and do this at home and don't have access to a bow vise and bow levels and don't even know how to do first, second, or even third axis, this really allows you to be able to make those adjustments without messing up your accuracy. And moving on, with that being said, you still have on the side your third axis adjustment right here. We have added one more lock screw on the top for the pick mount. And so you will loosen these up on your third axis and you'll use this, I guess that's the one smaller than, I think that's a 1/16th anyway. A 1/16th Allen key. They give you the key in the package to mess with your third axis. So essentially what you can have here, you can have 10 sights in one bow sight. So it's a one size fits all bow sight, and there's not a lot of bow sights in the market that do this. It also allows you to run an ultraview scope with the HHA ultraview scope adapter we have here. So if you are an ultraview fan, some people love HHA's bases and don't like HHA scope, so they will swap it to something they do like, and the most common is ultraview. So if you like to do that, they still accept the scope adapter, which also comes with the infinite adjust plate that allows you to change the elevation without messing up any axes. Their HHA stock sight tapes can go. They are long. These the longest sight tapes I've ever seen in sight tapes. These guys, like, just for example, if you're sight tape 26, this takes you all the way out to 185 yards. Now, I don't know who is going to shoot that sight tape, but it is there. Some serious extended range tapes HHA gives you in the package. Okay, that all comes stock. Again, it comes with all the Allen keys you need to make any adjustments from the house. It also still accepts the HHA Blue Burst light. That deal screws right here on top, and we put the light bracket. Now, if you don't want to use the HHA light, the CBE rheostat light fits in here, as well as the black gold will fit in here. And I'm sure there's more. That's just 2 that I know of. Those have different threads than your standard, like True Glow, Trophy Ridge, Spot Hog. So there are different thread patterns, but I will tell you that black gold and CBE will fit inside this HHA bracket if you don't want to actually use their Blue Burst light. And then, yeah, I mean, this sight right here is top notch. Personally, it's what I'm going to run on my bow. Personally, there's also, I want to tell you too, this is the Pro version, and you don't have to get this version. There's also the standard Nitrix version. And one thing's cool that HHA offers is the custom Cerakote. So if you decide that you want the Nitrix Pro, but you want it in the ambush green that matches your Matthews bow and the dovetail side, we can custom order the Cerakoted version of this sight that will perfectly match the finish of your bow. They offer that in Earth, Ambush, the new Matthews Shell, the Hoyt Tombstone, Hoyt Bourbon, and the Hoyt Bourbon will also match the PSC Cafario Brown that they came out with. They're darn near identical colors, and so those match as well. So anyway, I think I personally think that this is going to be one of the top selling sights on the market, and I just don't see how there's anything out there that's better than this, especially for the price, because when you start getting into sights that offer this much adjustability and this many options, you start looking at $500, $600, $700, and this sight's going to run you. This pick-mounted Nitrix Pro runs you $429.99. So you get a really, really good bow sight for the price. It is a steeper investment, but it's a buy once, cry once deal with this thing. So like I said, you can get 10 sights in one if you want. You can have a wheel for every different day of the week if that's how you want to roll. But anyway, we have these in the shop. If you want to check it out, swing by and come talk to us about it. I think this is going to be the best sight of the market. This is what I'm going to shoot personally on my Hoyt RX9. This is the sight that I'm rolling with, and I'm a big avid HHA supporter. They do a lot for our veterans. They are 100% American made, and I love HHA. They have always my roots go back the very first bow I had was an HHA sight on it, the Optimizer Light, a little pendulum slide type one, old school. They probably don't see those anymore. But anyway, if you want to come check it out, we have them in stock here in the store. And we appreciate you watching. If you have any questions, give us a holler. Smash the like button. Go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel. You want to see some more. And again, this is Donnie, STX Archery. We appreciate you watching. Thank you.